we got this way.
Hey y'all, I think it's been long enough. It's about time for another story time. And before I get into this one, I do want to give slightly a trigger warning for people out there who might be disturbed by hearing a story about someone getting something put in their drink or being laced or roofied, anything like that. That's what this story time is going to be about. So I apologize ahead of time. Trigger warning. I will put a warning on the thumbnail. But yeah, I'm going to tell you guys the story about how when I was in college I got roofied, not once but twice, and I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but that's to say the least. I just want to tell this story and share it so that if there's any girl out there who hears this story and can relate, feel free to talk to me in the comments, join my Discord. We can have more in-depth conversations, and yeah, let's get into it. So it pretty much all started with me being in college. I was extremely busy in my early 20s. I had a 9-to-5 job, and then in the evenings I would go to campus and take classes on campus, and then after my classes I will go home, get changed, and then I will go and work as a bottle girl at the club. So pretty much my day didn't end. Oh wait, I forgot to add, I also did newspaper delivery in the AM after I left the club. So pretty much my day would start at 7 a.m. and end around 5 a.m. And I don't even know to this day how I was able to go that hard, but I was young and I was hustling. I was just trying to get that money, honey. Also during this time, I was doing a lot of party promoting in Atlanta. It was big to like post flyers on Instagram for like different clubs that had parties going on during the weekend, and I did a lot of that, dip and dabbled in that, throwing parties and being a part of promoting and stuff like that. So I really knew a lot of people, and I was kind of, just doing my own thing in Atlanta, being young and having fun. And I remember it was one particular day, I had gotten off of work from my 9-to-5 job, and I didn't have any class that day. It was Taco Tuesday. So one of my friends at the time used to always promote Taco Tuesday events, and I never got a chance to go to the restaurant that he was promoting. So I was like, hey, I don't have class this evening. I'm gonna go to Taco Tuesday and have a little fun. So at this time I was driving a rental car because my car was getting fixed, and I pull up to the restaurant and I see one friend who's the promoter I was working with, another friend who I was close with in high school, and another girl who's just another promoter who I didn't happen to be that close with, but I had seen her around. And all four of us are going into this restaurant to go enjoy some tacos and tequila. So past all the ordering tacos and stuff like that, we have our drinks, we have our plates, we're all chilling, we're talking, and I think we were talking about an event that happened on Sundays because she liked to do events on Sundays or whatever. And at some point I said, I need to use the bathroom, and I wanted my girlfriend from high school to come to the restroom with me. So that's what we did. We left the table. We didn't cover our drinks or anything. We didn't think we needed to. That's probably the first place where I messed up, because just being, older now, I know like I don't leave drinks anywhere. I don't even sometimes like somebody to pour me a drink without me seeing it. But yeah, I probably should have covered my drink, but I'm thinking we're all friends here, we're all good. If anything, they'll watch our drinks for us, So at this time I had only had one drink, and I was working on my second margarita, and we had been there for probably like maybe 2 hours or more, and it wasn't until we were getting ready to leave and I was like, okay, I don't even think I finished the whole second margarita, because a lot of people who know me know I'm a gin girly. I prefer gin. I don't really like tequila like that, but I was there for the fun. We sat for a little while, sobered up, drank some water, and then it was like, all right, let's all go about our day. And mind you, this is like in the daytime. It's like 5 o'clock or something like that, bright outside. People are walking around, like it's not late at night or anything. So I remember being in the parking lot, and everyone's just standing around and just chatting with each other before we all get in our cars and go our separate ways. I started to feel a little bit weird, but I was like, you're fine. I don't think it's anything. Maybe you're tired, just go home and rest. And the two girls, they pretty much went about their way. But the guy, for some reason, seemed to like hang back and be like, hey, do you need me to drive you home? Like, do you want to come with me to my house, or, you know, I can follow you home? And I think I was kind of just like, nah, I'm good. I'll be fine. It's all good. You know, have a great day. So I hop in my car. I shit you not, guys. I didn't get but like 2 blocks up from the restaurant when immediately I started to lose control of my body. And I knew, like, it clicked to me. I was like, something is not right. Something is not right. So luckily I had the wherewithal to just pull over the car, and I literally left it like just on like parallel parked on the side of the road. I don't even know how I did that, but I pulled over the car and I jumped out the car. I don't really know why I jumped out the car, but all I knew is that like I couldn't be driving and I didn't want to be stuck in this very like busy area, like passed out in my car or something like that. So I don't know, something in me just told me to get out the car and try and walk to a local train station. So I started walking towards the train station, and at this point in time, guys, everything is kind of a blur. I don't really know all the details. I get like little splurts of it based off of what I remember and what some of my friends told me. But apparently at this time I made it to the train station, which the girl who was my high school friend, she had a family member who worked at this train station. And apparently they told me that I was belligerent and they just weren't able to help me. So at some point they said, okay, well, we're just going to call the cops. And that triggered me, and I took off running. That's the story that they told me. So you could probably imagine at this point, I'm terrified, I'm lost, I'm high out of my mind. I don't know what's going on, and I'm in a busy area. It's a lot going on. So all I could think of is I was like, find a safe place to hide. And it gets to me whenever I think about that, because it still bothers me to this day. But I was like, the best thing I could think to do was just find a place to hide. So I found these bushes that were like near this really big, tall condominiums or something. And all I could remember is like hiding in the bushes like a freaking cat and just laying there trying to allow whatever was in my system to get out my system. And like I could barely move. Like I was like, I could not move, you know? So I'm there, and the least I could do was like kind of use my fingers a little bit. So I'm literally hitting call on my phone to like anyone who I could hit call to, trying to get somebody to like come save me. But because I was so belligerent, I couldn't vocalize what I was going through, where I was at, and what help I needed. Honestly, that was kind of the most embarrassing part, because when we fast forward the story and I'm fine and I'm going over what happened, I'm like, how many people did I call, and what did I say, and how crazy did I sound? And they're probably like, Briamaine has lost her mind. Like, what's even going on with her? Because I was always a very like busy business girly, like always on it, always on the move, always had something to do. Like I wasn't really the type of person to be passed out in the bushes calling people for help, you know? So it was a scary situation, but basically all I could do in that situation was sober up, because my phone eventually died, and I left my keys and my wallet in the car, apparently. So once I finally sobered up, it had to be like maybe 6 hours later or something like that, maybe more, because it was nighttime and it started raining. And maybe the rain kind of sobered me up too, because I was like, I gotta get up. Like, I gotta get up out these bushes. I'm just laying here in the bushes raining. I'm surprised nobody saw me laying in the bushes, honestly. Or if they did, they probably just didn't care, because a lot of people are heartless, let's be honest. So I finally managed to get up out the bushes, and I'm wobbling. Back in this time, I used to wear sew-ins, and I have natural hair, so it's raining. Like, I have like an afro at the top of my hair, and then it's straight down here. I look a hot mess. Like, my makeup's pouring. I used to wear makeup back then. Like, I look like Halloween, like a horror story. And the closest place that I could find to get some help, I was thinking like, I just need to use the phone. I was like, I need to use my phone because my phone's dead. I need to figure out how to get home, and it's super late at night, you know? I stumble into, I think it was a Walgreens, and I just remember their faces. As soon as I walked through the door, they all just looked so terrified. They just looked like, oh my God, like, what has this girl been through? Like, what happened to her? Like, what are we gonna do? Why is she here? You know? So I'm crying and I'm pleading my case. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I just need to get home safely. Like, I need to use a phone. And they were like, okay, well, what number do you want to call? And I was like, well, my phone's dead. So I was like, oh my God. So now the manager at the Walgreens is like, well, where do you live? Can you remember where you live? And at least I could remember that. I was like, I live in this area, and if you get me over there, I can pinpoint you, you know, where my apartment is. And so the manager tells one of the, I guess, store workers, or I don't know who he was, some guy, and she was like, take her home. And he's like, come on, really? And she's like, take her home. So this nice guy, who, even though he didn't want to take me home, he didn't want to be dealing with this situation, he was nice enough to drive me home. And he's just asking me questions like, so where were you? Who were you with? What happened? What did you drink? And I just kept being like, I don't know, and like crying and being like, I can't remember anything. Like, it took like days and time for like little bits of memory to come back, for me to get like the full picture of like what actually happened that night or day. But he did manage to get me home, but I lived in a gated community, and y'all, I didn't have my key pass. So I'm crying at the gate, and he's like, I'm sorry, there's nothing else I can do. Like, you need to figure out how to get through the gate. So this man leaves me at the gate, basically. And I found a way to get around the gate somehow, walking. And then I walked over to my apartment, and I'm like, I don't have my key. What am I gonna do? I go upstairs to my neighbor's house, and I'm knocking on her door. And at this point, I think it's like 2 a.m. or something. Like, it's really late, like where you shouldn't be knocking on people's doors. So I think she just ignored me and was like, I don't know what's going on with my neighbor, but I'm not dealing with this right now. So I went back downstairs to my apartment, and luckily I lived on the first floor. So I climbed over my balcony, and y'all, it is frigid cold. It's freezing. And I remember I was in like a work shirt, or I don't even think was it a work shirt? It may have been a work shirt. I shouldn't have been wearing a work shirt, but usually I would put something else over it when I would go to a restaurant. But anyway, I think I was just wearing like a work polo shirt and some pants. And I was out there freezing at night, just on my balcony, like just waiting. I'm like, okay, just wait for the sun to come up. When the sun comes up, we'll deal with all of this. Find somewhere to charge the phone and just go from there. So I'm curled up in the fetal position, like in one of my patio chairs, just like trying to retain whatever bodily warmth that I have. And then I hear a car pull up, and they're like, Bria? And I'm like, oh, thank God, someone's here to save me. And it was the girl that I had went to the restaurant with, who I said we were high school friends, and then another one of our high school friends. And they're like, yo, we've been looking for you all day. Like, what happened? And I'm just like, I don't know. And they're like, just come on with us. So they took me with them, and we went to one of our homegirls' house and tried to clean me up a little bit and charge my phone up. And I was able to contact a few people that I had called and just let them know that, hey, I'm okay. Like, something happened. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm safe. And yeah, from that time period, I was like super paranoid to like go out and drink anywhere, because I kind of felt like I don't know who's my friend, who's my foe. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a long time to put all the pieces together of what happened that night. I think I'm actually going to save the second part of me getting roofied for another story time. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. Has this ever happened to you? Even if you're willing to share that. Do you know somebody that something like this happened to them? What do you think actually happened? And yeah, let's chat it up in the comments section, y'all. I'm being raw with y'all, giving y'all my raw stories. Like, I don't usually tell people that story, but it haunts me to this day. Until the next time, peace.
Maybe take a trip down south. Flush your mouth with the negative. Got time to work it out. We about all the groovy shit or wind it soul on rap. Hands clap if you feel it groovy. Girl, then bring it back. Brought it